Hey everybody, peace and love. Welcome back to Cassandra's Garden. I'm so happy that you're here. I love you all and I really enjoy your company. And I must say, I have the best subscribers on the planet. You people are wonderful and you make the world a better place. This is part one of focaccia bread recipe and instructions. This recipe is, oh my God, it is amazing. Focaccia bread is also referred to as the bread of the gods when presented to the table. It is a beautiful, delicious Italian bread. The recipe came from Italy, and it's amazing. You can make this a meal all in itself. It's also good with a plate of French fries or cheesy fries. It's great with spaghetti, baked spaghetti, lasagna, stuffed shells, soups, stews, you name it. It's good with anything. And when presented to the table, it's absolutely gorgeous. This is a decadent recipe and you're going to love it. Your family's going to love it and you're going to enjoy making it. So this is part one and let's get started. Now there's many recipes online, but this is my recipe that I've come up with. I've been researching this delicious bread for a couple of years. Before I made it, I wanted to make sure that I had the ingredients that I wanted for my book and what I thought my family would love, but also really trying to keep it true to its authenticity. Now, it started out as just olive oil, salt, and rosemary, and that was it. That's all they put on the bread. And you can do that as well. You can do that. It will still be delicious, but I wanted to add a little extra, and some Italians did progress this recipe and make it a little bit more of what I'm doing today. So let's get started. You will need 1 cup of 00 flour. I have sifted it twice. 2 cups of bread flour. I sifted twice. 2 cups of all-purpose flour that I've sifted twice. 1 teaspoon of oregano. 1 teaspoon of herbes de Provence. And I know that it has oregano in it, but I just like a little extra. 1 tablespoon of rosemary. And 1 tablespoon of basil that I actually grew myself in a pot, and I harvested, dried it out, and it's so aromatic. It smells so good, and I am a basil fanatic. I love basil. I love the way it smells, I love the way it tastes, and I love it in all my dishes. Then I have 1 teaspoon of salt, 10 tablespoons of olive oil. And you're probably wondering why I measure my olive oil so precisely. Because frankly, olive oil is very expensive and I don't want to waste a drop of this golden elixir. 1 tablespoon of yeast, 4 tablespoons of honey. Isn't that gorgeous? I took 4 sticks of mozzarella cheese and chopped them up as finely as I could, and that's 4 sticks of mozzarella. 20 Kalamata olives that are half, so that's 20 halves, so it will be 10 Kalamata olives cut in half, and therefore I have 20 halves of Kalamata olives. I took 10 great tomatoes, sliced them in half so that I would have 20. Okay, and then you're going to need also 1 cup of distilled water. Now, that was the old recipe. I use 1 1/4 cup of water just to be on the safe side. So let me get that for you. Let me add the water. I'm going to move some things around so that you can see what I'm doing. You may hear my dog whining because that's what he does best. He's going through some kind of phase. I'm sorry you have to hear that. So here is 1 cup. Now, I boiled this water for 30 minutes, and on a molecular level, if you boil tap water for 30 minutes, on a molecular level, it is the same as distilled water. Now, this water is too hot right now for me to add my yeast. This water must be 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but it must be above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or it won't activate your yeast. So while it's hot, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my honey. I'm going to put my 4 tablespoons of honey into the water. That also helps cool it down a lot too, because I keep my honey in the refrigerator, because if you don't, it's just going to turn into sugar. So always keep your honey in the refrigerator after you open it. That might be a fun little tidbit for you, and I'm going to stir this. I want you to see what I'm doing here. There we go. You can see what I'm doing. Just going to stir that around and get that honey completely good and mixed with the water. Hey, baby! Come on in. Sorry for the interruption, guys. My daughter just walked in, and the kids are going crazy. We will be back for part 2. Love y'all. Peace and love.